We are live with John Fourie. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thank you. I've just recently moved to Rebecca Steel, so I'm on top of the world.
Oh, yeah. Abby and I were talking about that. That's beautiful out that side. I always said if I had to move back to Cape Town, I'd move out to there as well. Less people.
Yeah, it's so different than to be living in a city. Obviously, living in a village is just absolutely amazing. Different people, different pace of life. Everything's different.
Yeah, the mindset of everything is completely different. I love living in a small town. I've been out here for 4 years or something like that. And me living in a small town is the best thing. You know, everyone knows you at every shop that you go to. Well, so it's not always a good thing. You know, if you have a few extra tequilas with the pharmacist, and you know, on Monday morning when you walk in to go buy tablets,
everybody knows,
and he looks rough as well. So, but you've been very busy. I mean, last time we had you on the show, you had a bunch of secret projects that you were busy on, and not only have I seen it, I've driven it.
Oh, that's right. You drove in a three-wheeler.
The three-wheeler that you've been. I mean, tell us about this project how you got involved with this thing.
So many years ago, when I was building the GT40s, I sent GT40s to the States, as you know, and I got to know the distributor in the USA, who's an ex-South African, Johan Kaiser, very well. And anyway, about 3 years ago, or whatever it was, he approached me and said, yeah, less than that, maybe 2 years ago, it doesn't matter. He said, would you be interested in building a three-wheeler? My immediate question was, are we putting a V8 in it? But no. So he was bringing in three-wheelers from somewhere else on the planet, and he wasn't that pleased with the rate at which they could supply him. So when we're talking about a three-wheeler, we're obviously talking 2 wheels at the front and 1 wheel at the back. Anyway, he said, would you be interested in designing and building one? I said, no problem. I went over to the States. I met with him and his partner. And I said that I would only be interested in building it if we could do it proper. I wasn't interested in trying to build it to try and save money, or, I mean, then we could just go to China. So I said, yeah, I'll build one or design one. I wanted to build it with an aluminium chassis, like a monocoque chassis. He wanted it to be able to be driven or powered with a Moto Guzzi engine. And the immediate question, of course, was the other ones on the planet, if you want to put it that way, use a Moto Guzzi engine and Moto Guzzi gearbox. Big problem, of course, with Moto Guzzi gearbox, it doesn't have a reverse gear. And if you're driving a three-wheeler and you're parked in front of a hotel, you might want to be able to reverse away. So then I suggested that we put it onto an automotive gearbox. So we've mated it to automotive gearbox. We had to design some clever linkages because the gearbox within the three-wheeler is sitting so far away you can't reach the gear shift lever. As I said, driven by Moto Guzzi motor, which is either 11 or 1200, depending on what the customer wants. We use the Moto Guzzi front wheels, or we use Moto Guzzi wheels, so it's the same as on a motorbike. We use the calipers of the motorbike. We use the rear swing arm of the motorbike. We use the rear wheel of the motorbike, and then the rest we design ourselves: suspension, electrics, fuel, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's a fun car. It's only 360 kilogram. And as you know,
corners like it's on rails.
It does. I mean, it's so much fun. It's just major fun.
I didn't want to get out of that thing. I mean, when it goes, I mean, it's so light. And when you take a thing into a corner and you think the arse is going to slide, and it just doesn't, it just sits or just tweaks and corrects itself. It is absolutely phenomenal. I never thought a three-wheeler would be that much fun.
It's the first time I drove it. I'd never driven a three-wheeler before, and I didn't know what I was in for. And exactly as you said, you kind of think, okay, well, since I'm on three wheels, this thing is going to want to fall over. But doesn't matter how hard you come in, she just doesn't want to fall over. It's such fun.
I think everybody, when they think three-wheelers, sorry, they think of that, what's that horrible British thing that Mr. Bean always, and
Mr. Bean drove.
Yeah,
but that was one wheel at the front and two wheels at the back.
Exactly. And you think it's unstable, but that thing just slid. And on every corner, I think, can I go a little bit faster? Can I go? And it just sits. It just sits. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, are you guys manufacturing those just for export? Are they going to get them here? Is there going to be a kit? What's going to happen with those?
Okay, so initially, the Americans have already ordered quite a few cars. So we sent the first 16 across, and they are soon going to be ordering another 16. So unless we find the time, we will probably start selling them locally. I've been given the rights to sell them locally.
I know a guy that can help you. I know someone who can help you with it.
I think when you were there last, we said that we're working on the body design. The body design has at last been finalized, and we've got a 1:5 scale model of the body coming down from Joburg or somewhere. Will be with us next week. And then we need to turn 1:5 into 1:1, which is going to be quite interesting. But yes, the shape is stunning. Absolutely beautiful.
You send me photos of it, or what's it? The designs.
Yes, I think I did.
It looks stunning. It looks gorgeous. I love what they did with the front end of it. It doesn't look like the old three wheelers that you would think it is, but the design is much better, much more sleek.
I agree. I think it looks stunning. Absolutely stunning.
And you think there's going to be look from driving? It's one of those things where you're going to have to get it to a track, because it's something that when someone gets into it, they're going to fall in love with it. You know, it's one of those you have to drive it type of experiences.
Yes. I think I told you when I saw you is our criteria or our little research within the workshop has always been, whoever arrives, they're welcome to drive it. And of the couple of dozen people who've driven it, not a single person has not come back with a smile on their face, exactly like you experienced. Everybody loves it instantly. No, oh, could it be this or could it be do that? No, everybody loves it as it is. So it should be a good seller.
The thing that amazed me was that Marchant from Marsh got into it. I mean, he's over 6 foot, and he was comfortable in it. I mean, it's very big inside. It's very spacious. You know, you would think of something that small, he would be sitting with his knees next to his ears, but you know, the seating position was brilliant.
Yeah. So when America okayed me to design it, they said, please make sure that we can get tall people in it, because they were struggling to sell the one they were selling because of space. So knowing Americans, there are a lot of tall Americans. So we made sure that there's a lot of space, and then also the pedal box can move backwards and forwards. So because that's actually the real problem. If you can't move the pedal box backwards and forwards, you can't make it comfortable for a short person and a tall person. The steering wheel can obviously move backwards and forwards a little bit, but the biggest thing was move the pedals forward 6 inches, and then any guy can sit in.
Yeah. But now the other project that you've been working on, because I mean, look, everyone has seen the show with the Marsh Roadster and the build and stuff that you've done there. The next big one is you had the Stealth Beetle that had the Audi motor in it. You've now done an upgrade on that, or is it an upgrade or a change? What, I don't know how you will. To me, anything with the Alice is an upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is you and I both love Alice motors. Yes, I'm going to say it's an upgrade. Obviously, there are those who will disagree and say there's nothing better than an Audi V8. and I agree, these are an awesome engine. But you can't compare the two engines. The LS 1 cam, Audi 4 cams. LS 16 valves, Audi 40 valves. LS 1 single cam chain or geared. And then an Audi 1 long, enormous cam chain that goes horribly wrong whenever it wants to. It's just simpler. That's the biggest thing. It's not, I'm not saying it's better, but it's definitely simpler. Shitload of torque, big 6-liter motor. I mean, what can go wrong? We all know they are bulletproof. So yeah, it just made sense to put it. So now, what you were saying is now we're supplying the Beetle with an LS motor with 6-liter or 6.2, whichever one you want. Yeah, and it's an enormous change from the Audi.
But I mean, but you guys, I mean, I need to actually, now that we can get it out, I can get some, because I've got photos obviously from when you were building this thing. Because once again, John, your engineering is just beautiful. It is just so pretty, and the way you put it all together. And I didn't think, because I know you guys did this now as in a convertible body for display purposes, didn't you? The one that's coming out now.
Yeah, so we, just to make it even more sexy, apart from the LS, we've built a Roadster. So we've taken the roof off and lowered the front screen, and we are going to expose the engine through the back engine lid. So when you look down there, you see these two big engine covers that says Corvette LS. It's just to make it look quite sexy. But yeah, the Americans, we've got 2 cars leaving for the States, both LS. The customer can decide what he wants. So the Roadster, as we call it, we don't call it a convertible because I don't know if this one's going to have a roof that goes up and down. It's more a Roadster. The Roadster we're just building for ourselves, something to just have some fun in.
Well, look, I think the Roadster is going to be a perfect way to promote that, with that motor sitting at the back, being all exposed. And so this is going to be available in a kit for everybody once again, that they'll be able to order from you guys?
Absolutely. So the kit is very comprehensive, and it's got a video to tell you how to assemble it for those who don't understand, and then a video on how to cut your Beetle body to fit this kit. So there's a very comprehensive instruction video when you've bought yourself a Beetle body, hack it here, cut it there, weld it there, to prepare it to fit onto our chassis. It's not complicated. Obviously, as you can imagine, you have to cut half the inside out because it's in the way of the LS motor. But the assembly is simple. You don't need to go to scrapyards to go and look for stuff. You don't need a welder and an angle grinder and a massive workshop to assemble the car. It's supplied, ready to purely be an assembly project, not a build project. It's an assembly project.
What I love about yours, because I mean, we've had the conversation. I always get shit scared when guys have to do projects and they have to weld. You know, especially if it's a car that you want to build in your garage. You've never, you've done stick welding, you've never touched a MIG or jig, and now you have to weld chassis parts. Just doesn't work for me at all. You know, it scares the life out of me.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
So you guys, I mean, you guys have had a lot of stuff going on at the moment. And how's everything gone on from a business perspective with the orders on the Stealth Beetle and everything? Is it still moving well?
Yeah, so we actually shipped a car today, or put one in a container. It's going off to Texas. Then in the pipeline, we're busy assembling one that's going to the UK. And then, as I said, we've got 2 going also to the USA with the LS engines. So we've got 4. Well, we just shipped the 1, so we've got another 3 on the books.
With the LS, does that mean we can get it to LS Fest?
Well, I mean, that's the whole idea. Is I would like you to take the Roadster and just use it, abuse it, and let's see what it does. If nobody drives it, we're not going to really know how good or bad it is. So yes, we must talk about that.
Yeah, I've got a lot of guys in the US that would be very interested in getting their hands on that thing. Like a very long list of lots of car guys from magazines and stuff. They would love to get their hands on that and promote that.
I think that if one wants to get into the American market, well, it's not even something to consider. It's fact. If it is powered by an LS motor, you are going to have much more success than with an Audi engine.
Look, for the Audi motor worked great for the UK and this type of stuff, but when you, like you said, in the US, you have to look at the market and what's available. LSs are everywhere in the US. You can pick them up from any place. It's a motor of choice to go for any build in the US. It makes sense to do that straight into the Beetle, you know. And in the UK, they're not that they're not that easy to find. And like in South Africa, look, we've got access to them. Which makes it, thanks to the guys like Rocket 88 and Thunder Sport and that type of stuff. So, I think it's a great option. I think that thing's going to run like it's on rails. I can't wait to get into it. Definitely. I can't wait.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're sitting in that stage, you can decide, do you want to put a good second-hand one in and give it a once-over, or do you put in a brand new engine? Because second-hand LS motors are still bulletproof. They will still run forever. You don't need to spend the money to put a brand new LS motor in. But anyway, I think it's going to be the same as the GT40s. The cars are going to leave here as rollers. To bring the engine here and send it back would just be stupid. So if you buy a kit, obviously you source your own engine. If you buy a roller, which means a car assembled without the engine, then it would go across to the States and you can fit your own engine in your own time.
Exactly. John, it's been absolutely great. We cut these things shorter these days because I think last time we spoke it was over an hour.
Yeah, we did speak.
But
it was fun.
I need to come see you again because we got a lot to do. Because if there's cars going to the States, then definitely we need to talk. So I can get some promotion going. We can get some promotion going on that side. Listen, all the best, man. When are you guys going to start posting stuff on this three-wheeler so people can actually see what you're talking about?
Yeah, so the only reason we haven't really posted it is because we haven't had photos with the body on, and the body obviously looks quite sexy. So I think with the body on, we will post a lot more. Coincidentally, after you had your last visit with us, we tweaked the ECU a little bit. And we replaced a crank sensor, and she now runs even better. So when you're in Cape Town, we'll put some fuel in and you can have some more fun with her. You're more than welcome to come and visit.
But thank you so much for being on the show, as always, and amazing work. So you make us proud.